Hello, my name is Leo. No, let's retry that. Yep. Hello, my name is Leo Matsuzaki, and I'm back playing Blooming Nightshade. We left off at the prologue, and this time we'll be picking one of the girls' routes. I'll go in order to make things fair, and so we'll start with Izumi. Spend this semester with Izumi? Yes. I decided to watch Izumi during volleyball practice, despite her efforts to recruit me whenever they stopped for a break. I insisted. Oh, I resisted. I waited outside the locker room after practice, and Izumi came out looking fresh from her shower. Did I keep you waiting? No, not really. Her hair was still a bit wet, so it glistened. I caught myself staring and forced myself to look away. That's a crush. So, still no interest in joining us? No, I don't want to get that sweaty. Too bad. It'd probably be great if you give it a shot. If I mess up badly enough, maybe you can even usurp me as team captain next year. She smirked at me as if waiting for a response to her joke, but we were interrupted by two of Izumi's teammates who asked her a few questions. After Izumi directed the girls on what to do, they left. You really put a lot of effort into helping your team. That comes with being team captain. Oh, she's team captain. She said it with a big smile. I guess she really was amazing. To do so much for her team because she enjoyed it. Besides, a lot of the problems I'm asked to fix aren't too difficult on their own. If I couldn't help out my team with these things, they'd be better off with someone else in charge. Don't you ever get tired? Izumi considered that a moment. Sometimes, but it's nice to be looked up to. She gave me a nasty grin. But I guess you know about that more than me. Wow. She really came at her. I whined. Izumi! After talking with Izumi for a little while longer, I went back to my room. I wonder how Izumi became such a good team captain. While looking over some reference books in the library, I overheard some familiar voices in a nearby aisle. Curious, I went to check out these voices. Oh, God. Peeking around the corner of the aisle, I saw Izumi and Shiori. Izumi was carrying a stack of books, while Shiori browsed the shelves. You've got quite a pile going here. Sorry, we'll need all of these in order to find what we're looking for. Oh, don't mind too much. Helping out a pretty underclassman is quite a reward for something this easy. Oh wow, even Izumi has fallen. Shiori grinned, shaking her head a bit. Is that meant to be a pickup line? Yeah. You afraid I might only be commenting on your beauty to try to win points? It's been known to happen. Can't be too careful. I was about to... Wait, I just realized something. Himeko and Izumi have the same hairstyle. Kind of. I was about to pull back behind the aisle when Izumi noticed me and smirked. Oh, dear God. Looks like we have someone keeping an eye on us. She your chaperone? She returned to look at me. Oh, hey, Himeko. Great, I got seen. Don't let me interrupt your date. It was a silly line, but the only one I could think of in the heat of the moment. Shiori had to look away to hide a blush, and even Izumi seemed a bit flustered. Oh, wow. You're getting a bit too much into this. I mean, you two are cute together. Oh, God, I don't know how to feel about that. I appreciate the compliment, but we're just doing schoolwork. I shrugged and started to back away. Either way, good luck with whatever. See ya. I hurried away, heat rushing to my face. What a mess that was. Oh, I went to watch Izumi's volleyball practice again. She seemed really focused during the whole practice match. I ended up walking with the team to the locker room after the practice was over, talking to some of the girls while I waited for Izumi. Izumi was still pulling on her shirt when she came over to me, and I caught a glimpse of her toned belly. I see that blush. I see it. I must have made a face because Izumi winked at me. Oh my God. Liking what you see? Not sure if she meant the game or what I had just seen. I decided to play it safe. It's fun to watch you play. Oh, guess we said the wrong thing. Izumi frowned. More fun to watch than to join, huh? I guess. Izumi didn't respond to that, but her frown seemed to deepen before suddenly disappearing. We left to the locker room together, ending up in the dining hall. I just snacked on something, but Izumi was hungry after her workout. Seems tough to be a good player and the team captain. I suppose, but someone has to do it. Didn't she have a manager or something? We used to, but she quit. Oh, are we gonna be manager? Izumi was absorbed in her meal, not giving much thought to the conversation. Maybe I could try to keep track of some things for you. Izumi paused, frowning. You don't have to do that. Not many have the commitment to do that much work for a team they aren't really a part of. Besides, I'm sure you have other things to do. I was a bit surprised at how upset she looked all of a sudden. Did she not want me to help her? I just wanted to offer. That didn't seem to make it better. Izumi acted like she didn't hear my response, focusing on her food. Izumi? She sighed, looking up at me. It might be hard to stay friends if you feel pressured to spend time with me. It's probably better if you don't get involved unless you want to actually play for the game. I see. I wasn't sure that made sense, but it sounded like Izumi wasn't in the mood to explain. Once Izumi and I were done eating, we went back to our rooms. I wonder why Izumi seemed upset. Izumi and I were studying in the dining hall after classes. We had a bunch of annoying assignments, so we were trying to get through them together. Oh, Nanami. I was about to start tapping my pencil on the table in annoyance when I saw Nanami approaching us with a plate. Excuse me. Izumi looked up, then smiled at Nanami. Hey, you're our first year, right? Cooking club. That's right. We, had extra cookies after our meeting today. She held out the plate of cookies. They still looked pretty fresh. These are for us? Yeah, I didn't know anyone else. That was handy, and I know you, so. Izumi took one of the cookies and bit a piece off. These are pretty good. Did you make this batch? Yes. Oh, she's blushing. Nanami was starting to blush a lot. A bit. Oh my. Yeah, a bit. Quotation mark. She seemed really nervous. My god, Izumi, you are just throwing it out there. You'd make a cute wife someday. Izumi winked at Nanami, whose blush became more obvious. Thanks, Nanami. We'll take them. Right. Oh, Nanami Kobayashi, I just noticed. Nanami laid down the plate next to our books, then scurried off. Did I scare her off? She didn't even say goodbye. She might have been embarrassed at being compared to a wife. Izumi shrugged, taking another cookie and looking at her textbook. You should try these. Maybe it'll give you the motivation to keep trying on those math problems. I'm not sure cookies will help me endure triangles, but I guess I might as well try some. That was a good joke. Izumi and I continued doing our homework together, enjoying Nanami's spare cookies as we did so. This time, I was going to offer to be Izumi's part-time assistant again. I didn't know if I had the time to be an official manager, but I still wanted to help. After volleyball practice, I cornered Izumi before she could leave. She seemed curious as to why I stopped her. I still want to help out, if you'll let me. Why? Huh? Why are you insisting? You know I can handle this on my own. She kind of had a point. We were friends, but this wasn't my club. I was firmly not on the team by my own choice. Why do I want to help her so bad? I like Izumi. This is what a friend does. Oh, God. Alright, let's go with the I like Izumi route. Maybe it's because I like her? Oh, I should have saved before that. Dang it. Okay. I blushed playing with my fingers. Well, you just seem really amazing. I sound so dumb. And I think... Oh my god. Nobody... Oh my god. Who says... Oh, dear god. Alright. And I think I might like you, so... I shut my eyes and bowed my head. I want to help you. Oh, God. I don't like that. After a moment of silence, I felt Izumi take my hands in hers. Man, you're so innocent. Still, that's kind of cute. I dared to open my eyes. Izumi grinned at me. Fine, you can help me out sometime, but you have to agree to go out with me. Of course. Oh my god, that was quick. Izumi chuckled, shaking her head. We spent the rest of the afternoon going over what I could help with. Out with. Just being close to Izumi like this made me giddy and embarrassed. Makes me embarrassed. I was killing time after classes when I noticed Nanami standing up by a window looking outside. Walking over to her, I noticed that she was looking at sports field. Oh no. Oh no, does she like our new girlfriend? Oh god. What are you looking at? Oh, Nanami jumped a bit at my arrival, blushing as she turned to me. Well, I kind of wanted to go see Izumi play volleyball, but I'm afraid to just barge in. I looked out the window to see that Izumi was indeed practicing with the volleyball team right now. Today wasn't one of the days I had picked to help out, but I doubted Izumi would mind if I showed up with someone interested in watching. Should I help Nanami out? For drama's sake? I'm gonna say yes. Take her to the game. But before I do that, I should probably save. Okay, quick save. Okay. Take her to the game. How about I go with you? I doubt they'd throw us out if we just watch. Wait, really? Is that okay? Sure. Come on, let's go. Taking Nanami's hand, I led her out to the field. Nanami seemed to enjoy watching Izumi and the team play volleyball. She kept asking me about how good Izumi was. When we got back to the dorms after the practice, she and Izumi were talking about what happened during the games. That's called a spike. If the other team isn't ready for it, it's really hard to deflect. I see. Seeing that Nanami was really into this conversation, I decided to head on my own way for now. See you two later. Yeah, see you, Himika. Izumi waved at me, and Nanami gave me an awkward smile. I headed back to my room, trying to decide what to do next. I went to the volleyball practice with Izumi to carry out some of the promises I had made to her. It was hard to keep track of everything, but I really wanted to help. Once practice was over, Izumi and I stuck around to finish planning out the preparations for an upcoming match. I think we'll be fine with this plan. Good work. I'm glad it helped. Izumi hadn't showered yet, so she was still covered in sweat, but she almost looked kind of sexy with the sheen that gave her. Alright, I'm going to wash up. See you later. I didn't feel ready to let her go, so I reached for her arm. Hey, thanks for letting me help. It sounded silly, but I couldn't think of what else to say. I'll take it while you're still willing. What do you mean by that? Izumi paused for a moment before responding. Well, you could still change your mind when it gets too annoying for you. What? I would never do that. Izumi shook her head. That's how everyone is. Otherwise, Oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, now. Hey. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. That went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Oh, okay. Otherwise, I'd still have a dad. It felt like I'd stumbled on something I wasn't meant to know. It took me a moment to respond. Oh, God. Stop, please. Your dad left you? Izumi frowned, looking away. Oh. He divorced Mom when I was in elementary school. Is this why Izumi didn't want me to help her? Because she thought I'd get fed up and leave? I'm not going to leave you like that. I'm your girlfriend now, aren't I? We may not have done much as girlfriends yet, but... Izumi sighed. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm going to shower. She left for the locker room, leaving me on my own. I'm worried about her now. Yeah! Ever since Izumi mentioned what happened with her parents, she seemed to avoid talking to me outside of class. After a few days of this, I started to get worried. I still wanted to help her out with managing her club, and I didn't want to lose her as a friend. With that in mind, I hurried to catch up to her after class had ended for the day. What up, Izumi? Izumi turned to look at me, but frowned when she saw me. What is it? I stopped when I saw how Izumi seemed to be looking past me. It's like she didn't want to fully acknowledge that I was there. Well, we should talk about club stuff. You have a match coming up, right? Why don't we get some food and talk about how the team should train? Izumi lowered her eyes, saying nothing. After a moment, she sighed deeply. Himika, you're working too hard. Huh? She looked up at me, but still didn't seem to be looking me in the eyes. Take a break. It's not your club, remember? You didn't want to join. I don't want to burn you out to the point where you can't focus on schoolwork. I didn't understand what Izumi meant. Yeah, I didn't know much about sports, but I wasn't overworking myself by helping Izumi. You're not making sense, Izumi. Just, you don't have to come to practices anymore, okay? Why not? Can't I take an interest in what my girlfriend is doing? Izumi glanced at some girls that were about to reach our part of the hallway. I have to get my homework done. See you. Wow, okay. She turned and left before I could say anything, and I didn't want to make a scene now that more girls were done with their classes. I don't get it. Does this have to do with that what she said last week? Oh my god, this is more drama than I bargained for. Okay. I went to volleyball practice, even though Izumi hadn't asked me to come this time. She seemed surprised to see me at practice, but forced a normal face right away. Oh, Himeka, helping today? That's right. I wanted to ask her why she was acting weird, but I didn't want to embarrass her in front of her team. But once everyone else left practice, I made sure she stuck around. Izumi, why are you avoiding me? Izumi held her arm and looked away. You were too close. I almost stepped away until I realized what she truly meant. Why are you afraid of that? Do I have to say why? It's because her dad left, wasn't it? Izumi. I'm not going to leave you like your dad did. Okay, but like, out of context, that's like dang it, like damn, okay. Izumi tensed up. Oh, yeah, I don't like those angry eyebrows. No matter what else happens from now on, I'm going to be your friend, and hopefully more. Izumi continued to stare into the distance, frowning deeply. How can you promise that? When I let it slip that my parents are divorced, didn't that change your opinion of me? Didn't you start to think that maybe I'm not as strong as you thought? What? That doesn't make any sense. It's not like your parents breaking up is your fault. Still, that's part of my family legacy. And now you know that we couldn't keep our family together. I shook my head, starting to get angry at how Izumi was interpreting this. None of that is your fault. If people would judge you for that, that's on them. I'm certainly not going to hate you because your parents don't get along. I still want to be your friend. Izumi took a deep breath. Fine, but I'm blaming you if you hurt me. I won't let that happen. Without warning, Izumi walked over and hugged me. I stood there silently for a while. What are you paying me back for? The question felt like it came out of nowhere. Huh? I must have done something to deserve this. That's not how this works. I'm your girlfriend because I care about you, not because you did something for me. Izumi sighed, pushing away from the hug. But there must be something you like about me. Something you'd be upset about if it went away. She's quiet for a moment, not looking at me. I'm not going to stop being your friend over something stupid. If something is wrong, we can work it out together. I'll try to trust your words. Your word. But it's not easy for me. She left before I could say anything. It wasn't the result I had hoped for, but I felt like she wasn't going to avoid me anymore, at least. There was no volleyball practice today, but Izumi asked to see me anyway. Heading to her— oh, she's so cute! Heading to her room, I found her wearing a cute dress. Oh! It's time for a date. Oh, wow. I felt my mouth hang open as I stared when I realized I was staring at Izumi's boobs. I looked away with a blush. The eyes are up here, my guy. My girl. You look good. Did I seduce you already? Let me take you to dinner first. Izumi led me to the dining hall, where we had dinner together. We tried not to discuss volleyball since it was a day off from practice. Instead, we talked about anything else that came to mind. Izumi seemed a lot more open now, like a weight had been lifted from her. She even talked about her family with me. I learned that she had a brother that was in university. I had a lot of fun talking with her, more fun than before. After we finished eating, Izumi leaned in closer to me. Hey, Himeka? Thanks for sticking with me, even after I tried to push you away. I didn't want to give up on you. I'm glad you didn't. When I spit out that my parents were divorced, I was afraid that you wouldn't like me anymore. But now that you know and still want to spend time with me, I feel so much better. I smiled and nodded, glad that Izumi wasn't afraid of opening up to me anymore. I hope you don't have to worry about telling me those kinds of things in the future. What about your other friends? Do you think you'll tell them? Not yet, but maybe eventually. But I'd rather keep quiet for now. I'll keep it classified then. Izumi chuckled, sounding relieved. Thanks, Himeka. When we were done in the dining hall, I followed Izumi back to her room. Thanks for coming along. It was fun spending time with you. It's been a while since I was able to relax and not worry if I might say or do something that would upset someone. I'm glad I got to spend time with you too. Now, this next part might be tough because you're so tall. Izumi, why? That was quick. My line was cut off when Izumi's lips pressed against mine. She had to stand on her toes to reach me, but she did it anyway. The kiss ended so quickly that I wanted more, but Izumi gave me a gave a coy grin and waved at me. Keep this up, and maybe you'll get more than that someday. All my annoyance at being teased for being tall faded as I thought about the kiss. I didn't even manage to say goodbye to Izumi before she went in her room. More? I imagine kissing and hugging and doing girlfriend things with Izumi. I was lost in a giddy, perverted daze as I walked back to my room. Ugh. I laid my head on my open books, feeling all the energy leave my body. You're going to tear that page out. Don't do that, Himeka. You're the only one who brought that book with us. I forced myself to sit up in my seat. My friends and I had gone to the library to study for final exams. Too much. There's too much to study. That's why we have the review sheets. There's still too much for me to remember. Why is there so much? If we cut this in half, maybe I'd survive it. Kiyomi sighed. Oh, my bad. Kiyomi sighed, fixing her glasses. You complain like this too much. You've passed every test. Mostly with C's or B's. Not everyone needs to have straight A's. She sort of got the point. You're also wasting time if you could be reading that book. I slumped in my seat, picking up the book and starting to look it over. I never want to see another triangle after this class. Screw triangles. It's language studies that I hate. When am I going to need to know these dead letters? Kiyomi shook her head, pulling out a pair of headphones. Did you pick out studying music or something, Kiyomi? No. I'm canceling noise with my noise-canceling headphones. She put on the headphones and went back to her reading. Izumi and I figured out what she meant and looked at each other in defeat. So, where's the noise? I guess. I sighed deeply, passing the math book to Izumi. I'm gonna practice reading English. Maybe I can write about eating a banana or something. Izumi shut the book she was reading and took up mine. What color would the banana be? Maybe red. Kiyomi rubbed her forehead, sighing. Oh my god. I can hear the city you see, even with the headphones. Go back to physics land, Kiyomi. I'm going to draw triangles while Himeka eats a red banana. What a bunch of stupid classes. I forced myself to get back to work. As much as I hated exams, I understood why these classes were important. Just, why were triangles so complicated? The last major volleyball game of the year was today. Izumi was pretty certain we'd win, but apparently the school we were playing had come from behind before. I went to the game to cheer Izumi on, since I never did to take her offer to join the team. It was the least I could do for her. The first half of the game was tense. The other team kept 1 point ahead of ours, no matter how well our team seemed to be doing. But Izumi seemed to rally the team for the second half. After a slow start, we scored numerous times, ending the game with a comfortable lead. Izumi seemed to breathe a sigh of relief at the end, soaked in sweat and looking exhausted, but she put on her smile for her teammates as they all celebrated the win. She got pulled away by her teammates to the locker room after the game, so I waited for her in the dorm hallways. When she reached me, she was still trying to get her shower-wet hair under control, her skin glistening from having just been washed. I thought I saw you out there. Wasn't too busy, huh? Of course not. I wasn't going to miss your big game. You'd probably be able to see it over the bleachers, even if you didn't come to the field. It took me a moment to realize she had mocked me. I sighed. Hey. Izumi shook her head as if trying to change the subject before I called her out. Anyway, thanks for showing up. It made me work harder. Can't look like a loser in front of my girlfriend, right? I wouldn't have thought any less of you if you lost. Izumi blinked, apparently not expecting me to take her line seriously. I'm glad to hear that. I guess I don't need to worry so much. So, what next? Are you hungry? Very. Are you going to treat me to lunch? I mean, I guess I could, but our meal plans are technically already paid for. Izumi chuckled at that, motioning for me to follow her. Come on, let's go. We headed down to the dining hall to celebrate the victory. We had to deal with some other girls coming to congratulate Izumi, but otherwise it was calm compared to the tense game. I laid down on my bed, exhausted. Today marked the end of the semester. I had finished my last exam just minutes ago. Starting now, the school gave us a few weeks off before the next semester began. Some girls were probably packing up to go home for the New Year's, but most of them, like me, were going to be sticking around. That's just how boarding schools work, though. I got used to it, since I could talk to my family on the phone or on social networks anyway. It was kind of nice being away from home with no homework or classes to deal with. If only the closest town wasn't almost an hour away by bus. I was thinking about winter break when I realized that Christmas was this week. I sat up, wondering what I should do. Not everyone considered Christmas a big deal, but I liked it. My parents always gave me at least 1 or 2 presents each year. That's so little. Aside from presents, I was told Christmas was a romantic holiday. You're supposed to spend Christmas Eve with someone you loved. I could maybe try to set up a Christmas party with my friends. We'd go into town and buy presents when we do the gift exchange. Or should I try something else instead? I decided to call up Izumi and ask her to spend Christmas Eve with me. After telling her what my idea was, I waited for her response. That sounds good to me. I'm glad. Your room, right? Yeah, if that's okay. It's okay with me. I'll look forward to it. Alright. I had to take a few deep breaths after hanging up. I had a date for Christmas Eve. I tried to make sure my room was as tidy as possible while I waited nervously for Izumi to arrive. My chest and stomach were starting to hurt from worry. I tried to plan something really romantic, but I completely blanked out. I didn't even know what sort of gift to give Izumi. When a knock came at the door, I almost jumped. Coming. I opened the door to let Izumi in. She was wearing the dress she had worn at our dinner date a few weeks back, but I was too nervous to comment on it. You're kind of pale. Did you catch a cold this morning? I'm fine. Shutting the door behind her, Izumi pressed a hand against my forehead. No fever, so that's good, but you don't look okay. I played with my hands, not able to look Izumi in the face. I'm fine, really. It's just, I didn't come up with a present for you. Izumi opened her mouth as if to say, ah. She nodded and patted my arm. Don't worry, Yumiko. You'll be glad you didn't try to get me anything once you see your gift. Huh? Why? Izumi lifted a box she had brought in with her. It looked like a shoe box of some kind. Your shoes? She opened the box and pulled a platform shoe out, dangling it playfully. Izumi! Izumi immediately giggled at my pout. I'm sorry, I just wanted to get that in one last time. Last? Yeah, I can't keep insulting someone I claim to love, can I? She put the shoe back on its box and placed the box on the floor. I found them in my old clothes, so I thought I'd get one last joke out of them before I gave them away. But I am serious about this being the last time. As funny as it is, to get you so worked up, I don't want to risk actually hurting you. Izumi stepped closer, reaching for my shoulders and looking up into my eyes. I don't want to push you away. I want you to stay with me. I won't leave you, Izumi. I love you. I hugged Izumi tight against me. Feeling her warmth made all the worries I had earlier disappear. I wish I could have given you a more romantic Christmas Eve date. Aw. It's fine, Yumiko. Knowing you'll stay with me is a better present than I could have ever asked for. Izumi rested her head on my shoulder. We stood like that for a while, just enjoying the other's touch. After a few minutes, Izumi looked up at me with a hesitant smile. Getting straight to it then. Okay, I see it. Should we lock the door? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's, well, that was Izumi's. Wow. Okay, I guess I just go menu. Okay. I guess it didn't say whatever. Wow. Well, that was Izumi's route. And these... Oh my god. Oh, there's more! Oh my god. Wait, I didn't notice. Okay, hang on. There's more. The score was tied, and time was running out. Izumi turned to her teammates and nodded at them, sweat dripping from her face. It was like she was promising she wouldn't let them lose. The girl on the other team received the served ball. Izumi received it, setting it up for the rest of her team to send it back. The receiver on the other team nearly stumbled, but managed to catch the ball before it landed. After recovering from the awkward receive, the team was able to get it back over. The ball kept going over the net, back and forth, more times than usual. I felt tense just watching. The ball came to our team's side, and it looked like an easy one to send back. Izumi got into position to receive, looking up at the ball and gritting her teeth. But when the ball bounced off Izumi's arms, it went at the wrong angle. It flew out of the field to the surprise of everyone involved. Girls and visitors in the stands broke out in shouting, expressing both positive and negative shock at the sudden turn. With only seconds left of the game, the rest of the match was a formality. As the last few seconds ran out, most of the players made a show of getting ready for the next serve, but Izumi just stood there, as if spacing out. The moment the buzzer for the end of the match played, Izumi turned and walked off the field forward. My bad. Toward the locker rooms. Worried about her, I climbed down from the stands to go after her. She looked upset, and I didn't want to let her get away. I eventually caught up to Izumi as she left the locker room with her gym bag. She hadn't showered or anything. She just marched back towards her room. When I caught up to her in the stairwell, I grabbed her by the shoulder to stop her. Izumi, why are you running off like this? I failed the team. You guys have lost before. You can bounce back. Izumi spun around to face me, her face stretched in anger. We lost before. I haven't failed the team before. There's a difference. She was almost shouting. I didn't understand why. Why are you acting like this? What do you mean you failed the team? Izumi looked away, clenching her free hand into a fist. Everyone was counting on me. It was an easy play, and I fucked it up. You don't get to be the star player if you fuck up. Dang, she's angry. You can tell she's cussing. Everyone makes mistakes, Izumi. No, they don't. I can't make mistakes. I was getting scared now. I really hope no one happens by and sees Izumi like this. What do you mean? I can't be weak. If I'm a failure, I don't belong anymore. I can't be on the team if I'm a fuck-up. Slowly, it began to clear up in my mind. The truth scared me. It was like what Izumi had thought of romance. Thanks to her parents' divorce, she had thought that if she wasn't good enough, no one would respect her. That no one would care about her. I see what's going on now. Izumi frowned, looking confused. What? Izumi, listen to me. Looking around, Izumi seemed to come to a decision and slowly nodded. I know this may be hard to accept on faith, but you're not a failure, not from a single mistake. Your team cares about you more than you think. You may want to be their role model, but you're more than that to them. If you're at all close to any of your teammates, they will forgive you. They're not going to try to kick you off the team or something. Izumi looked away. I let them down in front of a fucking crowd. I let them down in front of a fucking crowd. How could they forgive that? So many F's. Let me prove it. Come back to the locker room with me, and let's see what they have to say. Izumi's eyes went wide. She took a few steps back. I can't do that. I ran away. They won't want me there. If they're worth caring about their opinion of you, they'll be worried about how you feel. They're not going to hate you for running off. But if I go back, you'll see that they want to help you feel better. I took Izumi by the arm, pulling her toward me. I promise, you won't. Be hated. Not by all of them, anyway. If somehow none of them forgive you, I'll admit I was wrong to take you there and do whatever it takes to make it up to you. But if any of them try to comfort you or make sure you're okay, I want you to accept their feelings without questioning their motives. Izumi was shaking, but she didn't resist when I began to walk with her trailing behind me. Taking Izumi back to the locker rooms, we were quickly greeted by a pair of first years on the team. Both of them had worry in their eyes as they asked Izumi why she ran off after the game was over. One even thought Izumi had been injured, thus explaining the disappearance and the bad play. Izumi looked like she was tearing up, but she rubbed her face so it blended in with her sweat. No, I'm not hurt. Some of the others came over to Izumi, patting her on the back or hugging her as they complained about how good the other team was. As more of the team came to support Izumi, she seemed to return to her old self. She was still quieter than usual, but she was able to talk normally to her teammates. The 2 or 3 members of the team who wanted to blame Izumi for the loss got shut down by everyone else. No one seemed ready to let the captain get reprimanded for a mistake. After talking to everyone and taking a quick shower, Izumi came back to me. I noticed that she had all her dress on as her change of clothes. What? As her change of clothes. I really did fail though. What? No, you didn't. How can you? I didn't trust in them to support me. I froze, my words unfinished. I'm not really the best captain, am I? I help them train. I do my best in every match. But I don't expect any of them to do anything for me. I couldn't trust them to support me if I fell. Izumi bit her lip. I have to get better. I can't treat everyone like my dad. Oh my god. Well, okay. Girl. Sure what to say. I took Izumi into a hug. She returned the hug, laying her head on my chest. Thank you, Himiko. If you didn't make me come back, I'd still think they only wanted the star player, the team captain. But some of them want me just for me. I'm glad you found that out. Do you feel better knowing that? Yes, even though it means I have to work harder. I held her tighter. Tell me if you need anything from me. I want to help you too. You're too nice to me, but I do love you. Thank you for sticking with me. I wasn't sure where the future would lead, but I felt like this was the turning point for Izumi. Hopefully from now on, she wouldn't have to always feel so alone. She was one mistake away from being thrown away. I hope I can continue helping her like this. I don't want her to have to share her mother's fate. Whoa! Alright! That was Izumi's route. That was a lot of daddy issues. Whew, that was a lot more daddy issues than I thought. I liked it though. It was cute and kind of funny. It was pretty cute. I liked Izumi's character a lot. I did not expect those daddy issues though, and the abandonment issues and stuff like that. Did not expect that. But it was definitely really good. I'll definitely go back and look at the other options I could have chosen. But that is for another video for another day. But next video, we'll be looking at Takeyomi. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.